To even try to talk about silence is, of course, an oxymoron. Jumbo shrimp, original copies. This past spring, my students and I set out to compile a list of agreed-upon facts. Oil floats on water. If you touch its whiskers, a cat will blink. The world is not flat. But the exercise got very tricky very quickly, because what we were relying upon had to do with insight. Look up the word in any dictionary, and you find it to mean acumen, deep perception. But dig deeper, and you come upon the word insict. Furniture, household goods, law terminology found in Scottish archives. That is amazing. Insight, something we can own, something we do own, like a cup of coffee or a purse. Not just something we have flashes of or moments of. You can always get your insight. But how? Through silence. Let's try for a moment to just be silent. Maybe you thought something that surprised you. If you had more time, maybe you'd have more insight. Our world today is incredibly noisy. Our cell phones beep, our cars alarm, our dryers buzz. Advertisements, the news, the election. Listen to me, the world says. Clamor abounds. And it strikes me as true that particularly people who are highly motivated say, I just do not have time for silence. I mean, how am I going to fit that into my day? Silence? No, sorry. But who amongst us does not want to be a little bit like Finnegan, floating in spaciousness, surrounded in this spaciousness, not cluttered in? Silence can provide that sense of spaciousness, and let us get to our furniture, our household goods, that insight that doesn't just come in flashes. We have it all the time. Often silence is the very best answer. We seem to be afraid of it. People say, that was an awkward silence? Well, actually, the silence is not awkward. Maybe what came before is awkward. Maybe what might come afterwards you're afraid of. But the silence, actually not awkward. I am 10, and my father stops the car in Southeast DC, and we watch the circus unload. The ostrich sashays down the steel ramps into the city streets. The giraffe even bent her neck to fit through the door. My father and I watched in silence, in awe. 31 years later, when my oncologist puts up the slideshow of my mammogram, and I see that the calcifications have formed a very nice, neat, tight cluster, I saw the stern look on his face. We both simply stood in silence, knowing that I would never be the same again. Our world has wonderful, wonderful details if we can get it just a little bit closer than usual. If we take the time and allow the spaciousness of silence, our insight is our furniture. It's ours if we just allow that space around it. Let's just end in a few seconds of silence. Thank you.